Hey, what's up? David here with Dino Video Effects, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be creating this lava composite, and unfortunately you will be needing a third-party plugin. You will need heat distortion by Video Copilot, but if you had that, that's good. So without further ado, let's take a look at what we're going to be creating. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that. So we got a lot of detail going on here. We got lava, we got distortion, we got particles flying everywhere, and yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Or that's what we're going to be creating, I would say. Yes. Okay, so let's create this effect. Okay, so I've got some raw footage here, and it's just basically a road. Okay, and then I added the 3D camera tracker. So if you don't know much about the 3D camera tracker, I suggest you watch my rain fog tutorial. I'll leave a link in the description, but basically I just added this tracker and then I just let it do its thing. Okay, so yep, so since that's done, let's make our lava composite. So I'm just gonna make a new comp, and we want it to be pretty big, so we'll make the width 4000 by 1200, and we'll call this lava. Okay, and now we'll make a solid, so I'm gonna hit Control Y, and we'll call this, I don't know, map. So I'm gonna hit, I'm gonna get fractal noise, and I'm gonna change a couple of settings. So I'm gonna change from fractal type to dynamic progressive. Okay, and contrast 147. Brightness minus 150. I'm just going to change this to quarter res. What else is there? Complexity to 15. This for uniform scaling 416. And we'll change this sub settings to 216. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. Alright, so now I'm going to duplicate it, Control D, and I'm just going to change more settings. So instead of 147, 121, minus 35, transform to 1110, and sub rotation to 148. Okay, and then we'll set the transfer mode to screen, and we'll hit Control D one more time, and then we'll change this to 215 minus 81, and then if we go down to transform, we want it to be very small, 39.7. Sub settings to 217, and yeah, that's it. So those were my values for the map. Okay, so we've got our lava. Now I'm going to hit Control Alt Y for an adjustment layer. Call this glow, and we'll bring up hue and saturation, and then hit the colorize, and we'll hit get a curves adjustment, so color correction curves, and just get some contrast, and bump up the red channel. yeah, so with the curves, you just play with it until you get you're happy with the color. So this one here is looking pretty okay. And then we're gonna get the glow, and we'll just change a couple settings. So I'm just gonna bump that up, lower this intensity to okay. So that's our lava, and we're gonna go to the evolution. We're gonna hit Alt and then hit the stopwatch, and then we're gonna do a time, to get that symbol I just hit Shift and then 8. I don't know what it's called. I'm just gonna call it star because it's a star, and I'm gonna just go 150. And for the second one, I want you to just leave this one. Don't change the sub rotation, because this is a specific effect I want to just stay like this. And for this one, you can maybe change the sub rotation. So time star 50. Yeah. So I'm just leaving the second one, which is that one. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's get a plane for our lava. So I'm just gonna find a flat plane that sort of parallel with our road. So that one looks pretty good. So I'm gonna hit right click and then create solid and camera. Okay, and hit S and scale it up. Okay, and then that's gonna stay in that position. Okay, so now I'm just gonna shut the eye off and bring out a lava comp and change it into a 3D layer. Now I want to rotate this until it matches with our, I would say, road. Okay. Hit P on our track solid. Highlight the position. Control C. And then Control V. Okay, so it's there. I'm going to hit S and scale it up until it aligns with our road. And then just tweak it until you're happy with it. So I will be right back. Okay, so we got the road, and now we want to add some effects to make it perfectly align with the road. So what I'm going to do is go effect, distort, Bezier warp, and we're going to distort it to match our road. So I'm just gonna grab one of these points and then just stretch it out a bit, and stretch it out, and you want to hit all the keyframes for this. So, and keep doing it, and then as you're doing it, scrub along the timeline and then just make sure it matches with the road. Okay. And sometimes you have to move the position of the plane of our lava. So yeah, see, like this, you're gonna have to move the position. So I'm holding shift to move it fast, and then just keep doing that until you're happy with it. Okay, so that took me a long time. So I have quite a few keyframes for the Bezier warp and the position, and this is what it looks like. Yeah, so it looks right now bad. Don't worry, we're gonna add some more work to it, or effects. Okay, so let's keep working on the lava. So let's add another glow. So add another stylized glow, and we want it to fairly bright. I mean it's lava, of course, so what do you expect? I can't imagine lava being not bright, black as night, like Batman. Anyway, so alright, so I'm gonna load this to like 0.2, and then I'm gonna duplicate it again, and then actually for the first one I'm gonna make it 150, and then I'm gonna change this to leave that as 500 actually, and then duplicate it one more, and then change this to maybe 1000. Yeah, so we should be getting this black glow, but don't worry, we're going to change the colors. So I'm going to change this to more of an orange, like just an orange lava color, so something like that. And then we'll do the same for all the rest of the copies. And then we'll change all of them to A and B colors. Okay, so that's what it should look like for the glow. Okay, so we're going to add a glow effect, and I'm just going to make it fairly bright and lower the intensity. Okay, and then we'll maybe add a curves adjustment and play with the contrast a bit. Just a bit of contrast, I mean not too much. And add some more red and take away some blue. Okay, so that's what it should look like, something like that. So that's the lava. Now for the stock footage, we're going to do some color correction. So hit curves and tint, put this before the curves, and maybe drop it down to 25%, and then add a little contrast, add some red, take away some blue. Okay, so yeah, that's the lava compositing. Now we want to add an adjustment layer, so Control Alt Y, and we'll call this distortion. Effect Video Copilot heat distortion. Yep, so that's gonna add the heat distortion now. So alright, so I changed a bit of the heat distortion settings, so you can just pause the video and just take that down if you want. Alright, so we're gonna make a new adjustment layer, and we'll call this CC, and we're gonna put this underneath the lava. So let's get some color correction going. I'm gonna get a curves, and then I'm gonna get another glow, stylized glow. Okay, so let's crush down all the white because I only want, the focal point of this is the lava. Okay, so for the glow, I'm going to change the threshold down to 30%. That's going to make these highlights come up. I'm going to change the brightness to maybe 1.6 and then make this radius very high. And then I want to change the color of the glow to maybe a bright orange glow, so that it can reflect off the lava map. So that's the main reason why I wanted to focus on this glow. I wanted to get that house highlight going. Okay, so once that's done, let's just turn off the distortion a bit. We can now add another adjustment layer, call this vignette. Okay, and get another curves adjustment. So color correction, curves, and then double click the ellipse mask tool. Set this to subtract, and then bring that down a bit. Feather it out. Okay, so I'm going to add some particles now. So I'm going to hit Control Y and call this particles. And we're going to go to Effect, Simulation, CC Particle World. And then that will make some particles. And now I'm just going to change some of the settings. So we'll spread it out, and then we'll change from explosive to 12. Velocity, turn that down a bit. Gravity down to maybe 0.1. I want it to gently fall down, and the particle type to try polygon. Okay, so I adjusted the size and I just shortened the radius, so it looks like a bunch of particles. So I'm just going to turn off the grid because that grid is driving me insane. Okay, so we've got some particles going, and it's just to make the particles gently fall. And I'm just going to slide this over because I want the particles to start as soon as the video clip starts. Okay, so we'll put this underneath the heat distortion and the vignette. And we'll turn this back on. So that's looking relatively okay, I would say. But we're gonna make one more adjustment layer. We're gonna call this CC, and that's gonna go underneath the distortion. Color correction, curves. Create a little contrast. And then add another glow. Okay, so let's add some more details. So for the lava, I'm gonna add a turbulent displace. So we'll go distort, turbulent displace. And then I want to change the size down to maybe around 30. And maybe turn that up a bit. Gives it a bit more of that detail going on. I don't want to change it too much because you can see here it's doing quite a a revealing job. Maybe change that down. So that's the difference. So that's it for the lava compositing. So if you want to add some more detail, I suggest you add this lava flow sound effect. Yeah, I just got this from the internet, so you can just search one on YouTube and just download it from there. So thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you learned interesting techniques that you can use for your own creations. Please give a like, subscribe, comment down below if you have any questions. I really do appreciate support, guys. And until next time, I will see you in the next video.